Welcome back. Let's head to Imo State now, where the government has revealed plans to kickstart the construction of 1,000 low-cost house units for civil servants and low-income earners in the state. The board chairman of Imo State Housing Corporation, Ray Emiana, says the proposed housing project is part of activities to mark the first 100 days in office of the administration of Governor Emeka Ihedioha.
The recent surge in population and migration of people into Owerri, the state capital, has made it difficult for residents to get affordable houses. Private-owned houses have become more expensive for residents. For instance, a decent one-bedroom apartment goes for about 250,000 to 300,000 naira annually, while a two-bedroom apartment goes for between 350,000 to 450,000 naira annually. Most of the low-cost houses built by the previous administrations for civil servants and low-income earners have not been accessible.
I really want to get one for myself, but I don't know where to begin. I don't know. It's not effective, as I say it. It's not effective. Maybe when they build it, they share it among their friends and colonies and brothers, but it hasn't got to the grassroots, where a common man or a common Imo man can access it.
And I think government should come in and build more of estates, housing issues, so that people will enjoy the scheme, because the government should really concentrate more on that.
The State Housing Corporation laments the neglect of the housing sector by the previous administration.
Estates and sites have been sold without due process, and extant ones left with no management, no supervision, and no maintenance. And so we as a board have refused to be daunted by the grim realities of the situation, but have resolved to rise to the challenges of reviving the Imo Housing Corporation from its comatose state.
In response to this challenge, the Imo State government, in partnership with development partners, plan to construct at least 1,000 housing units in the state capital.
In the next, in less than 1 month, now we're talking about 100 days in office of the governor. That's a couple of days, less than 30 days. So within that period, we want to do a groundbreaking ceremony to actually kickstart the housing development programs, but targeted at low-income earners, this mass housing scheme. We're also going to do other housing schemes for both medium and high income, but we are not in a hurry. We are packaging the requirements for developers to come. If the state government can match words with actions, hopefully the problem of affordable and decent housing in Imo State will be addressed. Eyitokwe Kuteyi, Channels Television News.
The federal government says it has empowered over 25,000 petty traders in Enugu State through its Trader Money and Market Money scheme. The Vice President, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, explains the government has worked out modalities to ensure traders are captured in the scheme. He was speaking at the town hall meeting with beneficiaries of the scheme at the Old Artisan and Abakba Market in Enugu State.
The Vice President, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, arrives in the company of the Enugu State Governor Ifeanyi Ugwuanyi, and they make their way to the Old Artisan Market in the state, venue for the interactive session between beneficiaries of the Market Money and the Trader Money schemes. The Trader Money and the Market Money scheme, which give traders access to a minimum of 10,000 naira and 50,000 naira loan respectively, have both the old and newly registered members on ground to be credited and share their experiences.
The money helped me. It increases my profit and my goods.
I'm very, very happy that I collected it, and I'm going to use it to expand my business.
The executive director of the Bank of Industry highlights the number of persons captured on the scheme in the 11 select markets in the state.
For Trader Money, we have more than 25,000 beneficiaries. And for Market Money, I believe we have about 4,000 beneficiaries.
Governor Ifeanyi Ugwuanyi is impressed with the impact of the program, and he explains the effort of the state government in enabling small businesses in the state.
It is heartwarming to share with you that over the past 4 years, We have painstakingly institutionalized Traders Empowerment Scheme, operationalized through monthly rifle draw across the 54 markets in our state.
And the Vice President says the federal government is ready to invest in the development of small and medium-scale enterprises if traders will adhere to the rules of engagement.
Our scheme is meant to support any trader that pays back. Once you pay back, you will get more money. Once you keep paying back, you will be able to get more money. And that is how a business grows.
The 11 participating markets in Enugu State include Ogbete Main Market, Abakwa Market, Oriemene Market, Kenyatta Market, Artisan Market, among others. Nkiruka Ajogu, Channels Television News.
And talking about business, we'll find out what former President Olusegun Obasanjo has to say about agribusiness. Bisi Adebayo will tell us that.
Welcome to Business News. Former President Olusegun Obasanjo has recommended better implementation of agribusiness policies by government to enable Nigeria achieve food security. The elder statesman made the call at the first annual conference of the Institute of Credit Administrators, where he emphasized the significance of finance for the agriculture sector. Our correspondent Temple Ashaju reports.
With crude oil losing its pride of place across markets the world over, Nigeria is not left out of the equation as the search for economic stimulants becomes the responsibility of all. It's for this cause that the Institute of Credit Administrators of Nigeria hosted the maiden edition of its conference to brainstorm on the provision of agriculture as an alternative to economic diversification. Tweaking the theme of the conference from focus on agriculture to agribusiness, the guest speaker, former President Olusegun Obasanjo, headlines the need for better policy implementation and a review of interest rates regime.
You cannot have an agricultural policy that does not take industrialization along with it, because your industrialization starts with the processing of your commodity. How can you give a farmer loan at the rate of 15% and expect him to perform? What is he going to grow? At what rate is he going to sell it? Even if he's growing cocaine. And then you say your loan is not performing. How can your loan perform?
To complement the call for increased lending to agribusiness, the Asset Management Corporation of Nigeria amplifies the need for credit-related trust in the financial markets.
The foundation of credit-related trust is the ability to repay borrowed money. In Nigeria, orientation towards credit has to be displayed from both the lender and borrower by building trust this way incrementally.
Reacting to the government's intent on forex restriction for food importation, former President Obasanjo explains that implementation is key.
If it's just a statement and then there is no policy, no arrangement, no real thing to make us food self-secure, food nutrition secure, then it will be a disaster because the price of food will just skyrocket.
And for the public administrators, the conference has served the purpose of teaching about trust.
We have people that are at the very start of the processing of the loan. They know that they are going to be, find one thing. They will default at the end of the day. But in recovery also, we have a major challenge, especially in the mortgage area.
We must begin now to live ethically in the context of professional credit managers. There is now need for us not to accept any introduction from anybody, but looking at credit as it is based on parameters that comes along with it.
The high point of the event is the installation of former President Obasanjo as the life patron of the institute. Temple Ashaju, Channels Television News.
The Petroleum Products Pricing Regulatory Agency says it plans to commence a comprehensive audit and survey of the country's downstream oil and gas logistic facilities. According to the PPPRA, the audit aims to assess the state of the facilities as well as to enhance the commercial viability of the oil and gas sector and improve its level of attractiveness. The agency recognizes that the state of infrastructure in the downstream sector requires a constant assessment to ensure uninterrupted supply of products and provide current data for industrial operations. The Manufacturers Association of Nigeria has clarified its position on the recent directive by the President Buhari on foreign exchange restrictions for food imports. The manufacturers body in a statement says the directive is aimed at consolidating the progress made towards promoting food sufficiency for the country, conserve foreign exchange, as well as encourage consumption of locally produced food. However, MAN recommends that there is the need to consider the state of the country's infrastructure and its capacity to respond and support federal government's policy. They are of the opinion that clarity is needed to provide the necessary support to achieve the target of the forex restriction for imported food. Now let's check out activities at the stock market, which is still bearish in the second trading week of August, as both the all-share index and equities capitalization fell deeper in the red, down 1.40%. Traders attribute the latest downturn to the impact of heavy sell pressure, which almost dominated the trading last week after investors resumed from the two-day Muslim holiday with intense profit-taking on mid-cap and high-value stocks. The losses, which hit all 5 key sectors of the NSE, the consumer goods counter in particular, resulted to over 185.92 billion naira drop in the total value of listed equities. Bulk gases emerged top among 15 gainers with a 9.87% price increase. Iraq Unity Petroleum Company led 33 other losers, down 25%, while GT Bank, Zenith Bank and Transcorp are lead contributors to a total of 726.6 million shares traded within the week. And that's it on Business News. It's back to you, Anne.
That video on your screen right now surfaced a while ago on social media. It shows members of the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra attacking former Deputy Senate President Ike Ekweremadu in Germany. The video, which went viral today, was uploaded by members of the outlawed group on their Facebook page, and it showed Senator Ekweremadu as he managed to escape from being lynched. The senator was in Germany for the New Yam Festival as a speaker and special guest of honor. Meanwhile, the chairman of the Nigerians in Diaspora Commission, Abike Dabiri-Erewa, has condemned this attack, describing the incident as an embarrassment to Nigeria. She stated that some of the culprits who perpetrated this act had been apprehended, and she calls on the German government and law enforcement agencies to ensure they face the consequences of their actions. The Igbo socio-cultural group Ohaneze Ndigbo has also condemned this attack. And when the news at 10 returns, Catalan giants Barcelona confirmed Luis Suarez's indefinite injury-induced layoff after 1-0 loss to Athletic Bilbao of